All right, for those of y'all who stayed tuned, first and foremost, if you didn't check out my previous video, go ahead and check it out. For those of y'all who stuck around, we're moving into the next phase. I talked about Pluto moving into Aquarius in my previous video. We're going to slow things down. Take a deep breath, move into our heart center. And we're going to pull a few cards from the Tarot and from the Herbal Astrology Oracle deck. So, y'all know how we do. It's a vibe check with your Uncle T. I got a little animated. I can get a little on one in my Pluto in Aquarius video, but go ahead and check that out. There's some wisdom to be learned from that video, and we're all at our own different timelines, all in our own particular state of existence. But for those of y'all who vibe with your Uncle T, you rock with me for a particular reason, because we share this soul bond, because we share this particular energy that has led us to this particular space in this particular time to come forward with healing. So we've got community, Kava Kava, the community card, and I love this blue butterfly, the mariposa. One of my favorites, man. We've got this energy of Kava Kava, which is the energy of community, and the card Echinacea, which represents destiny. So it is our destiny to be here within this community, within this particular space, to coincide with one another, to connect, you know, with your Uncle T as I connect with y'all. It's a beautiful thing. So we got these two cards that are left. Community wanted to come back out along with tobacco offering. So I wish I could. I don't want to stink up the room right now, but I wish I could come with a particular offering. Your Uncle T's been getting really into the cigars lately. You know what I mean? Which is the tobacco plant, which is a sacred offering, an offering to our ancestors, an offering to the earth, an offering to our spirit guides through the smoke, things like that. So for those of y'all who rock with your Uncle T, right now, first and foremost, you know, go ahead and give an offering. You've made it thus far. We're going from Pluto in Capricorn to Pluto in Aquarius. You have passed the test. You've made it thus far, and your Uncle T and the spirits and your guides and your ancestors are all proud of you. But it's time to give an offering. Go ahead and give that offering. You know, we offer ourselves up, like your Uncle T offers himself up to the Great Spirit in service to y'all. That's why I come with these videos. Like, I don't even really want to be on social media. Like, I could just disappear and be cool with it like that. But we've all got this particular mission. Dig into your natal chart. And for those of y'all who want to, y'all can chop it up with your Uncle T. We can schedule an appointment and schedule a reading, basically, to dig into your natal chart. I've got natal charts of a lot of different people, and we're moving into, like, where are your passions? Where does spirit guiding you to be of service to humanity, to be an offering to humanity? We've got the offering card. We've got the Kava Kava community card, again, an offering to humanity. You know what I mean? How are you serving your community? How are you serving your fellow human beings? So as we move into Pluto, into the age of Aquarius, Aquarius is also about the community, is about the greater whole. You know, it's not about really individualism. It's about the greater collective. Okay, so we're, you know, the Capricornian energy is about karma, is about Saturn, you know, Father Time, Chronos, things like that. So we really need to come to a space where we've learned these lessons from Saturn, and we're moving into a space where how can we transpire these lessons that we've learned and be an offering to the greater collective, to be an offering for our community. Okay, let me pull one more card from this Herbal Astrology deck, and we'll pull some tarot here too. If y'all have an interface with Kava Kava, y'all need to. Even, you know, as we talk about Pluto, death, rebirth, transformation, and it's funny because Kava Kava is represented by the moon and Pluto. Same with tobacco, represented by Mars, The North Node is in Aries right now. Aries represents, is ruled by the planet Mars, represents action. So again, with the North Node being in Aries, the North Node represents your destiny, your path. How are you moving into being that path to being and offering a service of others? We've also got, so tobacco is represented by Mars and Pluto. What was I saying about kava kava? Kava kava is a beautiful herb because basically it's an herb indigenous to like the Polynesian, islands like Hawaii, Tonga, the Polynesian area, right? I was introduced to it by my friend who is Tongan, and unfortunately, there was a tragedy in his family, and linking up with him and going to the funeral, things like that. After the fact, we all shared in some kava kava, the community card, to basically celebrate, even though there was a tragedy, to celebrate the life that there was, right? And so kava kava is a great communal herb. It really like relieves the stress, lowers the cortisol. So some of y'all, with this Pluto and Capricorn, we've been going through it. Our stress levels are high. Our cortisol levels are high. We need to get into the herbs. Again, even when you're smoking the tobacco, you don't really smoke it, but you inhale this, or you don't inhale it, but you play with the cigars, you taste the flavor, but that nicotine does get in your system and calms things down. Kava kava is going to calm us down. In the communal setting, it allows you to be open, to express your feelings, and to share in the bonds with each other. Within the Polynesian culture, they had traditionally kava kava, but when, quote unquote, the white man had introduced the alcohol, they all got, amped up in fights and things like that. So, for some of y'all who have been through it with the alcohol, and, your Uncle T knows, I used to drink a lot of alcohol. My father was an alcoholic. His father was an alcoholic. So it runs in the bloodline. So when you see Uncle T taking these little shots, as I did in the previous video, or as I talked about in the previous video, no way, do I indulge to a point to where it becomes a burden on me, myself, or my family. You know what I mean? Such as when alcohol was introduced to like, the Polynesian culture, they were getting into all these fights and getting all amped up and angry, not taking care of the liver, things like that. So the kava kava really helps establish a calmer bond so we can bond with the community. So that was just a brief little message for some of y'all, because I know a lot of us have dealt with different types of addictions and different, pitfalls within our life, you know what I mean? And it's part of being human. So don't feel so, take it easy on yourself. Take it easy on yourself. So let's see what card comes up. Boom, Reishi, one of my favorite herbal allies of all time, point period. I got the Reishi here, big mushroom Reishi. Reishi's great for the liver. So when we're talking about even detoxification, things like that, anger, different emotions reside in the liver. So we're detoxing that. Go ahead and detox that with a little bit of Reishi, man. A little bit of Reishi goes a long way. Introduce Reishi into your life on a consistent basis, and I promise you, things will go well. It's known as, so it basically clears out malevolent cycles, Saturn being the great malefic. So we're moving from Saturn, from Pluto and Capricorn, into this age of Aquarius. So we're getting rid of malevolent cycles and we're moving into benevolent cycles. Reishi brings about benevolent cycles. It's a great spiritual ally, physical and spiritual ally. I started taking Reishi, let me think. So after my pops passed away, I went through 3 years of deep, dark depression, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, so in 2012, I believe, is when I started taking Reishi, and it transformed my life. I started taking Reishi. A little bit thereafter, I started going vegan, which was a deep spiritual path for your Uncle T. And I was on that vegan path for 8 years, and I'm talking about deep spirituality. That's where I've learned so many of these lessons, and now I'm able to come forward with y'all with knowledge of these lessons. I'm not just talking because I read it on the internet. Like, I've experienced a lot of this shit. You know what I mean? So your Uncle T is coming with some deep wisdom and deep reverence for a lot of these particular plant allies. Reishi being one of my main plant allies. So I talked about this actually in my last video too, this retreat. So some of y'all, have gone through the fire with this Plutonian cycle in Capricorn, and now it's time to chill out, retreat, get into yourself as we move into a more benevolent cycle. Learn to take care of yourself, take care of your, be a little more selfish, take care of yourself, because only when you fill your cup, only when you, retreat and are rested, gone through this hibernation type of a phase, can you come out in the springtime ready to produce and to be there for your community. You know what I mean? Only when your cup is full can it runneth over out into others. So anyway, those are the 3 herbal allies that want to come out for now. We're already 10 minutes in. Let's get into a little bit of tarot and see what wants to come through. So again, for this Pluto moving into Aquarius, it's about offering, it's about learning the lessons, first and foremost, that have transpired over these last 15 years. And how can we now move forward with these lessons and bring ourselves into, a state of resilience based on the lessons that we've come through and be an offering to our community. You know what I mean? Not just resilience, but like in a state of opulence, in a state of abundance. Like you've learned so much. Again, congratulate yourself. You've made it thus far. You've made it thus far, as we see the World card and the Fool card. So the World card, again, it's that Capricornian, Saturnian, the cycles of time. You've been around the world, and that, yeah. If y'all know that song. Anyway, we got the Fool card. We're moving into this new energy. We're moving into this new phase. So let me get, let's get 3 more shuffles, and then we're going to pull from the tarot. We got 12 minutes, not too bad. I got a low memory on my phone. Your Uncle T has a lot of stuff, so that's why I don't want these videos to be too long again. Some of y'all are just so short-sighted too. You know what I mean? And I'm not blaming y'all. I get that way. Especially in this Aquarian age, things are gonna be moving a lot faster as we move into the Aquarian age. Aquarius is a air sign. Things move real fast. We're moving with the changing of the winds. You know what I mean? So anyway, what wants to come through? 2 of Swords. You're not seeing the choices, the decisions. Okay, so what we're doing is we're moving forward and we're taking off the blindfold. We're seeing the decisions. Like I said, Aquarian is this faster. It's the sword energy. It's the air energy. Air represents the swords. So we're taking off the blindfold, and we're no longer in this like decision of the 2 swords. We're going to be taking off the blindfold, moving forward with inspired action. Okay? With inspired action. Let's see what else wants to come through. King of Wands, inspired action. We've got a lot of passion, a lot of knowledge, this king. So he's not only a king because, he has this particular like bloodline, or he was given that title, but no, he's got the knowledge and the power, endowed to him based on his experiences. So we're moving forward. We're coming out of this state of limbo. Basically some of y'all are not seeing your particular strengths, passions, gifts, things like that. We're moving forward with the King of Wands into this energy of passion. The Wands represents fire, which can represent passion, also could represent spirituality. So we've got the swords, the air, and then we've got the fire, right? So we're igniting. It's like the air is fanning the flame on your particular passions. I just saw 1414. Then we're going to move 1 more card into the 6 of Wands, representing victory. You see this guy moving forward on this particular horse, and like, the horse is like got its celebratory like outfit, basically. You know what I mean? And then we've got the wreath here. We've got these 6 of Wands. Everybody is basically, hey, welcome home. You know what I mean? Like, you've been through it. We've gone through this Pluto and Capricorn. Now we're moving to this energy of victory. You're moving into your King of Wands, victorious phase, right? What does that mean for you in particular? What type of spiritual passions, what type of passions are going to fuel you into this next phase, this phase of Pluto in Aquarius? Let's look at the bottom of the deck right here too. So we've got the Five of Pentacles. You know, it's like this energy of being left out into the cold. Also, we've got this, it looks like stained glass. It's like they're outside of the church, right? So again, Pluto and Capricorn, we've got this heavy energy, this Piscean age of this particular age of the church, this age of Christianity as a heavy influence. But what that has, like the restrictions that have come from that. Understand this with your Uncle T. The restrictions that have come from that. That's left a lot of people out in the cold while many people are stuck on their high horse. You know what I mean? There's the haves and the have-nots. We're moving out of that age and moving into this phase where it's about the collective. It's about the community. So your victory is not only your victory, but it's our victory. You see everybody celebrating right here. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody's celebrating, and we've got the King of Wands where you're able to, you know, bring this passion towards your community, towards your people, okay? We've got this Lizard down here, which is a very protective energy. So you're spiritually protected, you're guided, you know, with your ancestors, and they're guiding you to victory. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's pretty straightforward energy. You guys are moving out of a phase of, you know, just tough times, being left out in the cold, fending for yourself, the haves and the have-nots. And we're moving into this phase where it's about the community, where your victory is my victory, which is our victory. And, you know, only in doing so can we be an offering to others. Only in filling our own cup can our cup runneth over. So I really want y'all to vibe with that and work with these energies, work with yourself, take some of these herbs that I've been talking about. Again, I'm not a medical doctor, so I give no medical advice, but I've been, you know, doing what I've been doing and it works. You know what I'm saying? Been taking Reishi for like 12 years, been taking Kava Kava for probably 10 years, you know, and been more recently indulging, and no, I don't want to say indulging, but working with tobacco, working with the offering energy, working with the spirits in that way. So that's what wants to come through. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Pluto and Aquarius is going to be a very transformative energy. It's going to be fast moving. So buckle your seats, hang on to your hats, because it's going to be a ride, but it's going to be a lovely ride. I guarantee it, for those of y'all who are putting in the work in yourself, filling your own cup, so that way your cup can runneth over. It's your Uncle T. I'ma holla at y'all, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And big shout out to your most elevated ancestors and guides.